Ladies and gentlemen, she is back at KROQ. Singer, songwriter, icon, Lana Del Rey. Her return to the Kevin and Bean Show on KROQ. How are you, Lana?
I'm good with that introduction. Thank you.
Right? It's great to see you again. Lust for Life, the new record, is out. It's been available for 10 days or so, something like that. Mm-hmm. Big smash hit, and it's great to see you. You know, before we do anything else, I just want to say, because I was afraid I was going to forget about this, thank you so much for doing the KROQ Weenie Roast this summer.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Yeah, thank you for having me.
It was so fun. And, you know, as you remember, it was such a stacked lineup, so many crazy, great musical acts on the bill. But if you looked out in the audience, as we did, I felt like, Kevin, am I wrong? Like 80% of the people were there for Lana Del Rey.
That was great.
Insane how your fans showed up.
They do show up for me. Yeah, I'm so lucky like that. Kind of no matter where I go, they show up to the shows.
Let's talk about that. Speaking of your fans, because I was so fascinated with this, because we, last week when you did the Amoeba Records in-store, one of our guys on the show came in and he said, I drove through Hollywood this morning and people are already lining up for your appearance, Lana Del Rey's appearance that night. They had started lining up the night before to get in to see you.
I know, I heard that. I was still flying over at that time from London, but...
And they were already in line waiting to see you.
You're better than a sneaker release.
Yeah.
Look, I know you put out music because you hope that you're an artist and you hope that it is going to connect with people, but what is it they're telling you when they finally wait all night long to get up in the line and they get to shake your hand and meet you? What is it you're hearing from them that gives you some sort of a hint as to how you're connecting in such a deep and profound way?
Well, they tell me all different kinds of things, from things that are really funny to things that are really serious, like the music saved my life, or they want the record to go really well and they say something kind of jokey. And
how do you handle somebody who says it's your music saved my life? That seems like such a huge...
It's a big thing.
Yeah.
I absorb it and I keep it, you know, like I take it in, but I keep it light. I try and take the lightness from it. Music was a big part of my life when I was a teenager too. Not that they're all teenagers. There's lots of different types of...
So you know what it's like to kind of fall in love with a song or with an album, and how an important a part it can play in that whatever's going on in your life at that time.
Yeah, I don't think I had too many records that like changed me when I was a teenager, but I guess I had a couple.
Did you ever wait all night to meet a musical artist when you were young?
No, but I'm from the Adirondacks, so the only thing that I ever remember coming to town was Fish, and Shania Twain did like a sound stage rehearsal at the Olympic Arena.
And that's it?
You seem like a Fish fan. Not super huge Fish fan.
You know what? Eventually, I think Fish got banned from that arena because their fans were so crazy. So then we had no one. We had like
that's a rough place to grow up.
Grateful Dead cover bands come through. 'Cause we were so close to Vermont. Everyone was like,
sure. Speaking of musical inspirations and idols, Lust for Life, the new record, as we mentioned, from Lana Del Rey, is available everywhere you get or stream or buy your music. And you have a song. You have some great guest stars on this album, but I want to particularly talk about this Stevie Nicks track because, I mean, you love her, right?
I do love her, yeah.
And how is that for you as the artist on the record, but also as a super fan to kind of be in studio and working with her? Are you able to kind of forget for a minute, oh my God, that's Stevie Nicks, and just kind of treat her like another performer?
Not at the time. Not when she came into the studio. I was more nervous than I thought I would be when she came in.
Were you able to compartmentalize that, or did it just stay with you?
I was at first, but then she asked me to re-sing something, and then
oh no!
I got on the microphone in this booth that I'm not usually in, because I usually just sing in the middle of the room. But I was trying to like be professional and do it in the ISO booth, and she just wanted me to do my oohs and ahs over, and my first ah was like, ah. It was horrific, and she didn't even say anything, and I said something stupid like, oh, God, that sounds so small next to your ah. And she's like, that's okay. You can be my little echo. And I thought,
that's sweet.
That was
cute. And then you immediately got that tattooed.
Yeah. Little echo across my heart.
So when Kevin and I have people on this show that we want to be best friends with, we always in the back of our mind we're thinking, oh, this is it. Now that I've met this person, you know, I'm going to get his phone number. We're going to start going to lunch.
Right.
Doesn't really work that way.
It doesn't work for us. I'm just wondering, like, are you and Stevie Nicks like friends now? Could you call her if you wanted to at some point?
Could totally call her. And
wow.
I know. I have to say it's one of these like amazing career and life things where I do consider her a friend, and I love her, and she's because you never really know with women how it's going to go, but she just wanted to be there right away, like sent flowers after the track was done, got me a present for my birthday.
How about that?
She's actually the one who, it's funny because she's the one who's so legendary, but she's the one who really put all the extra effort in and didn't make anything hard clearance-wise, and I just had to call her friend to ask, like, are you sure it's all okay? She was like, yep. I was like, okay, I guess we're good. Yeah.
They say don't meet your heroes, but in this particular case,
I think that's freaking generally true. She's like one of the only people who I could say is an exception to that rule.
We are talking to singer-songwriter Lana Del Rey here on the Kevin and Bean Show. Again, Lust for Life is the album, available everywhere. In a couple minutes, we'll talk about some upcoming shows and give away some tickets. I want to ask you one more Stevie Nicks question before we have to take a quick break, Lana, and that is, and I don't want to make too much of this, and I'm in no way making fun, but you guys have witchiness in common. And a lot of people love to write about that. Is okay, the witches got together.
I know, they love that.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, so why don't you tell me what that means?
Well, I mean, we both have a flair for the dramatic. And I saw her on stage with Fleetwood Mac last week at the Dodger Stadium, and she definitely has a way about her on stage. I'm not saying that I have that same way, but you can tell she's a little bit of a mystic at heart, I would say. I mean, not to speak for her, and I definitely have, I've had like a long time interest in all things ancient and occult, like so many people. And I guess I draw on a little bit of that inspiration for my music and for whatever. I love to read up on stuff like that. So yeah, the two witches got together.
Can I just say that she used to come and do shows with my uncles and cousins. And as a little girl, I would take pictures with my little camera and then get it developed, and the pictures would come back. She was blurry in all of them. Not kidding. It was probably me being being so freaked out. I was shaking, taking pictures of her.
But I'm like 4 years old.
I'm telling you, it has stuck with me my entire life. I'm like, she's such a total witch.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So did you take any pictures with her?
No, but you know what? I did take an iPhone video of myself singing to her music on the way. And I was going to show her. Whole thing was out of focus.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Happening?
Good night.
This just turned into a Halloween show. What's happening right now?
I'm telling you.
Maybe you're both bad photographers, or
possibly, or I'm right, and that's proof. Good night. Have a good night, everybody.
I mean, that's one of the possibilities.
I think so, and I love it so much.
All right, more from Lana Del Rey. We're going to return a quick break right after this on KROQ.
Lana Del Rey and Love on the world-famous KROQ 106.7 KROQ at 24 minutes after 8 o'clock.
And Lana Del Rey is here in studio with us here on the world-famous KROQ, back with a new record called Lust for Life. It didn't seem, am I wrong about this, Lana? It didn't seem like it took very long for this record compared to the wait we have waited in between previous albums, no?
Maybe close to the same. It felt like it took forever to write. I think I spent a lot more days consecutively in the studio for this one. But it was probably 2 years ago, like down to the day that I put out Honeymoon. Yeah.
I know that everybody's latest album is usually their favorite album. It's the music that they're most excited about singing and sharing and talking about. But did this one seem different to you in some way compared to other records?
Yeah, it did. It felt different. I mean, I was glad that the general vibe of it didn't end up being too different from the first few records I did, but...
Was that a conscious choice?
No, I feel like the melodies and the production were just kind of following what I had been thinking about over the last year and a half. But I kind of thought I knew where the record was going, and then like 14 months into it, it took like a turn for me stylistically. So I wasn't really sure where we were going to end up. But I really love it. I've got like a couple songs on there, like Coachella, that I love the production for. Or a song called Cherry. Again, I love like the kind of bluesy vibe in the production, so I'm happy with where.
Does it scare you a little bit when the process takes a turn?
Yeah,
because
it's never really done that so much.
It hasn't
quite so much for me as it did with this one.
Because it seems like you spend so much time heading in one direction, and then all of a sudden
she's not in one direction, Kevin. You're confused.
That's not what I was saying.
This is Lana Del Rey.
That's not what I was saying.
Attention. It's on your paperwork.
I'm saying you go for a long time with something in mind, and all of a sudden it changes.
Yeah, it's true.
Are you easily open to that kind of thing?
I don't think I was before, but I was with this one.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
It's a very generous album, too, in that there are 16 songs. And you said the other night at Amoeba that you have, I think you said something like 25 other songs that you worked on that didn't make the record.
No, I've got about 5 that didn't, but like I have sometimes some of the younger fans, they always ask me about the unreleased songs that got leaked. So I was saying, I might at some point just release some of those songs because I love them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Amoeba, one more time, we sent a beer mug who works here on the show down to that line that we talked about of people waiting in line to see you, and we gave them the opportunity to ask you a question. Would you mind if we hear from a couple of your fans?
Oh yeah.
And see what their questions are. Unfortunately, I don't have their names, but hopefully they are listening since they know you're on KROQ here this morning. So let's hear question number 1.
How do you come up with your album titles?
And are they connected? I guess would be another aside on that question.
It's cute that you got the audio from them. How do I come up with the album titles? Well, generally, I like an album title that I think is going to sort of point to a general like aesthetic that I can like a world I can build within lyrically and sonically. So I knew I wanted this record to kind of, I think probably midway through it was sounding a little bit lighter than, say, Born to Die. And one of the tracks I had was called Lust for Life. So I thought, it'd be kind of a cool full circle thing to call this one.
And you did that one with The Weeknd.
I did, yeah. And I didn't know if that was going to be weird to like have a feature on the title track, but...
Was it before or after he got his haircut?
You know what? It was right after.
Right after. I think it looks better.
This is going to change your life.
Right? Exactly.
I was like, you're going to be able to go anywhere now.
Exactly.
Do you like baseball caps? You're going to be able to...
It's a whole new world for The
Go
Weeknd.
to Yum Yum Donuts down the street. No problem.
All right. Next question from one of your fans at Amoeba.
What is the weirdest thing a fan has ever said to you or done to you or something of that nature?
Something
That
like
was
that.
dangerous. Wow. Talk about taking a turn.
I know. Let's see. Well, homemade cookies. Usually,
Don't eat them.
I don't take them.
It's a nice gesture, but don't eat them.
Hypochondriac. What else? There are a couple of other weird.
Any tattoos among your fans? Lana Del Rey tattoos?
I think we have a lot of tattoos.
Whoa.
I think so. Yeah, we got some hand tats.
Okay. All right. One more.
If she could make a duet with any artist that she loves, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Dead or alive?
I think she just said alive, which is, come on, why?
a weird qualification, wasn't it?
You know who I really love is Joni Mitchell.
Oh,
Joni
yeah.
Mitchell. I don't really know what she's up to. Her.
She had a very serious health scare a couple of years ago.
I remember
very
reading
serious,
that.
but came back and now is in public, and we've seen her a little bit. I don't know how much singing she's doing anymore, but she seems like she's on the mend, which is great. She's one of the legends of all time. So,
Totally.
boy, I can't imagine. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, tell us about these shows you just announced on Friday. You got 2 Southern California shows coming up.
Yep, I'm going to do a couple of shows. They're both at House of Blues. One is in San Diego, one's in Anaheim. They're just kind of club shows. Yes, I'm going to do that tonight, I guess, and tomorrow.
Yes, the one at House of Blues Anaheim is tomorrow night at 7 p.m., and we have tickets for that.
Yes, we do. If you want to go see Lana Del Rey tomorrow night, Tuesday, August 1st, you can call us right now at 1-800-520-1067 to win this pair of tickets. Lana, pick a number between 1 and 100, please.
1 and 100, 66.
Caller 66, win the Lana Del Rey tickets. Man, you just made our phone screener's life miserable. Couldn't have been number 4, could it, Lana?
99. That's what ticket 2 goes to.
All right, caller 66, you win. All right, is that it? Did we cover everything? Are we good? Is everyone happy?
I believe so.
I think so.
Lana, did you have a nice time?
Yeah, thank you for having me down here.
It's our pleasure. Thank you for continuing to make great music, and thanks again for playing the Weenie Roast. I hope we see you again.
For sure.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.